Hello friends, today we are going to see about the HR policy and procedures. It's a law book. Actually, I made a video presentation that's in Tamil, my regional language. A lot of the people, so they are asking for this policy and procedures guideline. I gave them on free basis. It's a knowledge transfer purpose. I gave it to the people. So it has to be reached all over the world. That's why I'm preparing it. It's in English. Okay, now how to prepare the what is HR and policy and procedures. Basically a company incorporated, any type of company, that's a manufacturing, construction, engineering, service industry, banking, insurance, that type of industry, any type of industry, you can use this HR policy and the procedures. It's a law book. It's a law book created. This law book is created for a company. Okay, so now we are going to, there are around 25-30 chapters are there, and that is articles are there, subsections are there, what is the content and what is the page number. So we are giving that a higher link system for each and every section, article, subsection, everything we have to give the link to read about, to know about the full policy and the procedures. Okay, so the policy has to be created. This policy can create for any number of employees. It's 50 employees or 50,000 employees, the policy will be the same. So we can, the policy book will be around 400 and 500 pages will come, and then chapters will be 25 to 30 chapters will come. Okay, let's go step by step. That is chapter 1, that is the chapter 1. There are some articles are there: introduction about the company, welcome letter, company history, company objective, knowledge transfer, statement of growth. These are all the general category or introduction about the company. So no, it's a common thing, so you can create according to your company vision, mission and everything. You can create according to your company. Okay, next one, that chapter 2, organizational chart. This organizational chart, there are two types of chart you can prepare for a company. One is at present, what are all the departments, that is divisions. Under that division, what are all the people working in that company, that organizational chart we can prepare. So I am giving this organizational chart linked to the same system. So you can see this is our organizational chart. Okay, so this organizational chart can be, it's for a employee based organizational chart. So around 200, 300, 500 employees you can create this organ. That's also in Excel, so no need to worry about it. Okay, and this is the organizational chart, how I prepared for this is the organizational chart. What all the position has been filled, this regularly we have to update monthly once. You can update this organizational chart, then it will be very easy for you to view the our policy and the procedures. Okay, next is divisional chart, that is organizational chart. What are all the departments as of now available in our company. In that particular department, there are around 25 departments. Normally there are around 25 departments in a company. Okay, in that particular department, how many employees are working in the organization. You can give, even you can give the picture, employee contact number and anything you can give in that organizational chart. It depends on the confidentiality of your company. Okay, next one is divisional chart, chapter 2, divisional chart. It is depends on the company, that company is creating some divisions. That what all the divisions means, it's like a strategic business. It's not a division, it's a strategic business units. Company may have some 3 4 strategy business units or 20 25. That also you can include in that our policy, HR policy. It is the basic one. There is the changes are be very, changes will be very less in that organizational divisional chart. You can see that shareholders, board of directors, chairman, who are all reporting to whom, who are all coordinating, interacting with the company. That is very very important in that divisional chart. Okay, see what are all the responsibilities in that divisional chart, what are the responsibilities of each and every divisional head. Okay, then you can see what are all the divisions they are focusing, what are all the industry they are focusing, what are all the support they are doing in the market. That you can see. If a company is doing civil contract work or engineering division work, machinery equipment work, manpower supply, if their company is doing manpower supply or trading or supply chain, that you can mention in that divisional chart. Mining, they are focusing on mining, oil and gas, contracting and industrial engineering. What are the activities in that particular division, that is SBU? In that SBU, what are the activities they are doing, that you can mention in this divisional chart. Okay, this is the organization chart and the divisional chart we can see. Next we can go to the employee master data. Master data is very very important. When a company incorporating, that time itself we have to create this policy and procedures. Then the employee master data, when the people are coming and joining, that when you are doing the manpower planning, in that manpower planning, after manpower planning, induction, recruitment, visa, policy, legal, all the formalities completed, then you have to start the master data. By the time before you are recruiting, you have to create this master data, that is master data for the employees, you have to create it. That also we are giving the link for the master data. You can see this master data, the serial number, visa company, there are SBUs. It's not a visa company, it's a SBU. That SBU, name of the SBU, employee number should be unique. If 5 SBUs are there, but they want to know about what is the, how many total number of employees in our group company, means that unique ID, if you are providing unique ID, some transfers, that time no need to do the duplication and all. That's why employee number, it should be unique. Name, position, date of join, arrival, these are all the, in Saudi region they are issuing IQAMA, that is the national ID, that is issue date, and what all the nationality, mobile number, contact details, date of birth, age, passport number. These are all the headings, mail ID, these are all the details about an employee. You can get it from the pivot chart or that dashboard, anything you can use, and you can get a report about all the employees or division wise employees, age wise employees, their family details, their children details, home country contact details for emergency purpose. What is the, that is Tawakalna is the major role in Saudi. So that Tawakalna, what is the COVID vaccination name, and what is the first dose, when they got the first dose, second dose, and booster dose eligibility date. If they completed, you can mention the completion date also. Then health passport, what is the health passport, and arrival registration, filing, visa stamping, what are all the arrival quarantine period, if there is a quarantine period, what is the quarantine period, when the company employee joined, then which date they have to go, within the which date they have to complete the medical completion, that Tawakalna passport details, and medical card issue, that is a medical issuing, STCP account, bank account, IBAN number. These are all the data, master data we are maintaining in this master data. So this you are linking with that our organization chart, it should be a confidential document, so no need to disclose with any other people. Okay, next point, organization chart, Gulf HR policy logbook, employee master data we have completed in chapter 3. Chapter 4, employment policies. What are all the employment policies? The policy, employment policy, most of the companies policy may be the little mostly same, but there are some small changes may be there. Manpower, how to do the manpower planning, also you can go do the link with our that HR policy and procedure. Announcement of new position, approval to recruit, yeah, that is employee selection procedure, how you are going to select the procedure. Kingdom recruitment authority, what all the approval has to get from the recruitment authority, government statutory body approval, when, how, these are all the eligibility, these are all the recruitment authority procedures. How you are going to recruit, advertisement or employee referral or talent bank or job portals or agencies, these are all the policies you have to create. All the policies should be, this is only the index page. So all the policies, most of the policies has to create in the Word format. Then you can link it with your this our employee policy and procedure. It will be very easy to view for you as well as for the employees, who are all can access, who are all cannot access, that as per the company policy you have to decide. Okay, these are all the policy for the employment of a new hire, new people, internal promotion, decision, referral, offer of employment, induction, that induction employment orientation, that is the induction or employment orientation, that's very very important. So how you are going to give the induction to the people, that you have to, based on your company policy, you can create it. Visa process is very very important for that Gulf region. So how you are going, your company is going to process the visa, and how that nationality wise, how the eligibility, nationality wise, how the approval, and what are all the documents to be submitted for process the visa. These are all the details you have to provide in the our HR policy and procedures. And in the visa process, that process flow is very very important. Each and every chapter, you should not a chapter, each and every activity you should have the process flow, that is SOP. um, that standard operating procedures, it will be helpful for you, as well as your subordinates, as well as for the managers, as well as for the newcomers also, it will be very very useful. Okay, next one is employee handbook policy. It is very very important when a new person. Chapter 6 is employee handbook policy. When a new person coming and join in your organization, you have to provide the employee handbook policy. That in the employee handbook policy, you are preparing it in Word format. So you can view that employee handbook that's in the Word format, and then you can share this employee handbook to the particular employee. Only you no need to share all the data, just you can share this one, because if it is in soft copy, it will be very very useful for you to share your data, as well as there is no need for the printing wastage of paper. Okay, attendance and what are all the employee handbook policy, what are all the employees has to follow the rules of the company, that you are mentioning in that the employee handbook policy itself around 45 pages will be here. And then depends on your company, it may go to up to 100 pages also. You are going anyway, you are going to provide them the in soft copy. So no need to worry about it. That employee handbook, that is, you can mention that version, the version, which version you are doing, which month you are maintaining it. Okay, table of the contents in the employee handbook policies, general policies, attendance and the company information, compensation and benefits, that is the salary, these are all the pay day, time and attendance, everything you are giving in this employee handbook policy. So it will be very very useful, the employee can follow the company policy and procedures. Okay, so employee handbook policy also you are giving. And next is that employee handbook policies, contents of the kingdom, labor law, what are all the labor law, induction, orientation, employee number, terms of document, terms and conditions of the document, payroll policy, time and attendance policy, everything will coming under the employee handbook policy. Camp maintenance, that labor camp or this one, nationality wise camp transfers, that food facility, cafeteria, and this safety procedures that normally safety department is preparing that one. Anyway, you have to copy that safety procedures from the safety department, you have to paste it here, and then you can get the support from the safety department also. Transportation, these are all the employee new, when a new employee comes, what all the procedures has to follow by a individual, you have to mention in the employee handbook policy. That is the policy number 6. Policy number 7 is time and attendance. You know the time and attendance policy, that reporting requirement, shift system, what are all the shift systems available in your company, what is the working hours, what is the Ramadan timing hours, for official persons, for female employees, for production, there are different types of employees, categories of employees in your company. So for official people, what is the time and attendance policy, female, that you can depends on your company management discretion. Okay, that prayer time policy, lunch break, official travel permission, late comers, contractors, subcontractors also, you have to maintain their time and attendance. There is no need to maintain, but you have to give the instruction based on our law book, that is HR policy law book. Overtime policy, that is very very important. What is the, who are all eligibility for overtime, who are all not eligible for overtime, that is on the grading system, that you have to give the overtime eligibility policy. Okay, next one is leave policy, that's very very important. Chapter 8 is leave policy. What are all the types of leave, you have to give the types of leave, eligibility, which category is eligible for that leave, that also you can mention as per your company policy as well as government policy also. C of compensatory, there are a lot of leaves are there, flexi time leave applied through system, reflection in pay slip, that is very very important in the pay slip. leave register, that is leave register is maintained in the very very important for a leave register maintenance, because what is the opening balance, what is the availability during that year, what is the balance as per balance, that is the closing balance. Then that closing balance will be reflecting in next year opening balance, what are all the annual leave salary that claims. Compensation and benefits, that compensation and benefits, there is a market survey will be there, that market survey and all, that's your internal HR department internal, along with the support and discussion with the management. Those compensation and business benefits policy, you have to mention all the procedures process flow of compensation benefits policy with the management. Grading chart, that is very very important for to create the compensation benefits. You can that grading chart and compensation, that market survey, these are all based on your you can create a category, your which in which category your company belongs to. Based on that you can create the grading chart also, that will be coming under the compensation and benefits policy. What is the market competitiveness, attraction the best employee, best talent. Based on that your grading compensation policy only, you can attract your best employees. Okay. Salary benchmark, salary of new employees performance, and these are all will coming under the compensation benefits. What are all the salary structure, basic wages, housing allowance, transport, food allowance, variable salary, bonus, sales performance bonus, sales incentives, mobile allowance, air ticket allowance, gasoline allowance, shift allowance. That is many allowances you can create, depends on your management discretion. Okay. But even if you are not providing the gasoline allowance for 100 employees, out of 100 you are providing gasoline allowance for 10 employees only, don't worry about it, provide the gasoline allowance in your policy. Okay, even they are not 100 employees are not eligible for the gasoline allowance, don't worry, you can put it the allowance as per the market standard, as per your country companies how they are maintaining, you can mention it, performance allowance, temporary assignment. Okay, these are all the payroll policies and compensation. Pay day, which day, that is overtime policy, arrears calculation policy, electronic that transfer in the bank details, and how, when you are going to process the salary, when you are going to pay the salary, when you are going to forward this salary statement to the finance department, when they are going to transfer the salary to that concerned employee's account. These are all will coming under the compensation and benefits policy, that is under the compensation benefits policy is the major heading. Under that this subsection will be the salary and transfer details will come under that. Final the pension scheme, under any pension scheme or social gozi, medical insurance policy, health card policy, these are all the compensation benefits salary policy, payroll policy coming under that policy. Okay, next is chapter 10, learning and development. Training is very very important for a company, so that learning development under that chapter 10 is learning development. Under that subsection is a 10.02 training matrix. Training matrix you have to create it on yearly basis. That yearly basis, that there is some budget and provisions will be provided by the management as well the finance department. So what is the budget, based on that what all the training you have to create. This training matrix also you can give the link, that yearly training matrix you can give a link with this training matrix in the our law book, HR law book. Training framework, training plan and program, training budget, training approving authority, internal training program. There are several types of training program that you have to mention in this our policy. What are all the training methodologies, internal training and external training. This is the basic two types of training. So what are all the internal training we can afford, that is safety training, technical training, management training. These are all the three major category I am mentioning here. These three major categories, safety, technical and management training, you can add whatever you want, you can add the more training, that is subsections. Okay. Training of organization, that what are all the certificates to be obtained from the thing, that train the trainer, and what is the performance of the trainer, that also you can mention in the learning and development policy. Chapter 11, performance management, that is very very important for a company. There are a performance appraisal, performance management, there are two types. Now you can maintain that performance management system, it will be very very helpful for the company. So KRA, KPI, that key result area, these are all the SOP policy, standard operating procedures policy, job description. These are all the coming under performance management. Performance of how to improve the performance of an employee. These are all the employee assistance program, appraisal method, performance evaluation form. These are all the forms. All the forms, each and every subsections you should have form, that is leave, performance, that salary certificate request, service certificate request, everything you should have forms. That forms has to be linked with this, you have to give a link with this our law book. It will be very easy you to find out that forms very easily. Okay, performance evaluation form, that what is the management responsibilities and performance appraisal. What is the performance personal development review, change in position, what is the increment, that is promotion or demotion, what are all the position after performance appraisal, that you have to mention in the change in position. Promotion policy framework, performance evaluation feedback, these are all coming under the performance evaluation or performance appraisal policy. Okay, next, travel policy, business travel policy, that is there are a lot of travels can incur in a business. So that is a domestic travel, international travel. There are two types of travel. What is the eligibility, that should be coming under the as per the grading system. These are all the grade people are eligible for that business trip or economy or train or travel or bus, whatever it is, car or what is the eligibility and all you have to give in the business travel policy. It's a domestic policy, there is a separate policy you should have. International policy, there should be a separate policy you should have. It should be in the word format, eligibility criteria and all that you can link with this travel policy. What is the eligibility as per the grading system, these are all travel policy. Government relation policies, government relation means there are a lot of government relations company has to follow. What are all the visa process policy, registration, company registration, immigration, ministry of labor, chamber of commerce, police and traffic department, passport control, gozi, engineering society, mozi, saudi industrial development fund, embassy, all the country embassies you have to, you may interact, how to interact, what is the procedures, what is the addresses, you can mention in that embassies. It will be very easy for future. That's why you are creating this policy book. Branch office registration, how to loss of ICAMA, loss of any government identity, that you have to provide in the government relation policies. These are all that interactions and coordination can be done by the GRO, government relation officer, or PRO, public relation officer, but it should be reflected in your HR policy law book. Facility administration is very very major role in a company. What is the security, time office, gate office, these are all the coming under the security control policy. Training, how to give the training for securities. Visitors, what are all the visitors coming in and out, material inward, gate pass, visitors, how to handle the visitors. Reception, how this is very very important, handling the visitors. How to issue the pass for visitors, whether you need a pass or how we have to log in the security office. These are all car parking procedures, material loading, unloading, offloading. These are all the only policy that department, that administration department or procurement department or stores department, logistics department, they have to follow. But as per this policy only they have to follow. CCTV means CCTV recording and backup means it can be it has to maintain by the IT, that EDP department, information technology department, they have to maintain that record and backup and all everything. But it should be reflect in your law book, HR law book. Okay, uniform, safety, shoes, these are all the these are our administration policies. And the subsection janitors, housekeeping is very very important. What are all the janitors roles and responsibilities. Cleaning chart, in the cleaning chart, each and every restroom there is a cleaning chart, what time they are going and cleaning. This has to reflect in the that janitors housekeeping policy. Library and magazine, if you have library and magazine, you should have policy for the library and magazine policy. uh, Then you have to go to library policy, list of a telephone and a fax policy, notice board, that is bulletin board policy. It is very very important. Not necessary for all the circulars has to put in the notice bulletin board, but sometimes most of some people they may not aware about they may not see these our that is in the phone or that WhatsApp messages. If you are, you can send it by WhatsApp message or email. If they are not unable to watch that notice board WhatsApp message, they can go and see the notice board also. Okay, what is the list of assets in a company, annual maintenance contract, insurance for that company assets, instrument repairs and maintenance, landscaping, gardening is very very important. Your mobile phone policy, if you are providing any mobile allowance as per the grading chart, professional membership, these are all the mobile phone policy and all you have to maintain. What are all the facilities you are providing in administration, through the administration to an employee, to the employees, you can maintain that, you can include that policy also. Then prayer hall policy, prayer timing policy, dining hall policy, smoking room policy, drinking water and that general usage water policy, electricity policy, how to electricity has to maintain, what are all the bills, these are all has to be maintained in the policies. Okay, next, cell health safety, HESS policy, HESSS policy, health environment safety security and suggestions policy. These most of the this policy in this HESS policy, safety department is responsible, but the policy framework, it is responsible by the HR department, HR head only. Share your idea, suggestion scheme policy, that PPE, what all the personal protective equipment you are issuing, what all the requirement that the safety department can give the requirements for that particular position. What is the PPE requirement, what is the color of helmet, what is the types of gloves we have to provide for that particular activity, that particular department, particular activity, particular position, that safety department can give. It has to reflect in your HR policy. Okay, social welfare policy, employer security policy, employer also should have security. What are all the employer means, that is the company assets and their company assets, that is employer security policy, it has to come. Employee safety handbook, there is a safety handbook has to be prepared by the safety department, that should be reflect in the safety policy, our HR law book. Then that handbook, you can give a link to this safety handbook. If they are doing any changes, you can update here also. Any injury, these are all the safety drill, that is very very important, how they are conducting the safety drill, weekly, monthly, this drill and all, that should be reflect in this policy, HR policy. Employee privacy, list of safety equipments, workplace search policy, emergency exit, assembly point is very very important, that route map and all you can give this link with this assembly point. Okay, that is very very important. Conflict of interest, these are all the safety department related policies. 16, chapter 16, personal dossier, document control policy, that is very very important. Control of your document, that is each and every employees, you should have the personal dossier. In that personal dossier, what is the record has to be keep, you have to keep in the personal dossier, that is the personal file. And how to maintain that personal file, hard copy, fire safety rack system, hard copy, and then soft copy. Then that how to maintain that hard copy and soft copy, it has to come in the that document control policy. As a HR department, you have to maintain that personal files, as well as the communication with the government department, government authorities, that files you have to maintain. Apart from that, drawings and technical related drawings and all, it can be maintained by the technical department or document control department. After that, there is a finance department, document control has to, that all that this document control, that even it is a technical department or finance department or our HR department, that document control policy has to give a clear instruction and process flow and procedures, SOP. It has to be reflect in that document control policy. And moreover, that if a company is going for audit, that is ISO certification, then they are very very much keen on that document only, how you are maintaining your documents. So the document control, it is very very important for ISO audit purpose. Okay, disciplinary, organizational disciplinary policy, it is very very important. Code of conduct, fraud reporting policy, and fraud by abuse a person, employment application fraud, any employee give a false or wrong information in his CV or biodata, how, what is the punishment, what is the action has to be taken, it has to be reflected in the disciplinary policy. Dress code, if you have uniform dress code, or holiday dress code, or regular dress code, it has to be mentioned in the dress code policy. Smoking policy, this is the disciplinary it will come under the smoking policy. Drug and alcohol policy, drug testing policy, sexual harassment policy, violence in the workplace policy, political activity policy, trade union policy. These are all the policies coming under our organizational disciplinary policies. Even there are more and more policies will be there. It is, I am giving some around 15 policies in the disciplinary policies. IT, information technology policy, that is a software as well as a hardware IT department. These are all the policies we are creating, but they have to maintain that department head, department people has to maintain these policies. So you have to discuss with that department people, and then you can publish in your HR policy law book. E-policies, electronic policies, access policies, SAP or ERP system or Oracle system, that how to access, who are all eligibility, that policies you can maintain. Email policy, who are how to maintain that email, how to draft a mail, that address, and these are all you have to give the, in that policy it should be very clear. Spyware, that is any virus and all, how they are going to virus protection, data protection, internet security, these are all the policies has to maintain by the IT department. And these policies should be reflect in our HR policy law book. Management information, MIS report is very very important for a company. Any type of report they can ask from your employee master, from the HR department, how you are going to this in this management information system policy. You should have a clear policy in that drafting, how that design and PowerPoint presentation and all, how you are going to present to the management as well as for the visitors or any client or any whoever it is. That MIS reports should be very very crispy, that MIS report should be very crispy. And the format of MIS report, submission period date monthly, some companies they are daily MIS report, daily attendance MIS report. Some management may ask for the daily, today how many people are working, present, absent, leave, daily absent, gender wise present, absent, leave, they may ask. Weekly report they may ask, monthly, fortnightly report they may ask management, and monthly report they may ask, half-yearly report, yearly report. So all the that MIS reports format, and what are all the formats, what are all the reports they are asking, first HR person should know, then he can submit the that MIS report to the management. Okay, end of service benefit, that is end of service settlement policy. There are two types of end of service. One is retirement, another one is resignation, that is resignation or termination or dismissal. Another one is abscond. Major is retirement and resignation. So what is the end of service benefit, what is the procedure for that end of service benefit? Gratuity, exit interview, handing over procedures, what are all the assets you provided to the employee, that it should be in the personal dossier. As per the personal dossier you can get the handing over. Forms should be filled by the employee as well as department heads, all the department heads, the procurement department, stores department, and finance department, all people has to sign. You have to give a provision in that form, the signature provision for all department head. And finally you can give the full and final settlement. Final next step is service certificate. You can give annual day celebration and award policy, that motivation, this all the motivations, it has to come under annual day celebration and award policy. Recreations and cultural any activities, sports, so these are all the activities coming under the celebration and award policy. Social welfare activities, what are all the activities we are doing in the for the social. fun work, donation, blood donation, best employee of the year, best has card award. These are all the coming under annual day celebration award policy or award policy. Pandemic law, that is now for the past 2 3 years these pandemic laws are very tedious process for the all the companies. So that pandemic law and government guidelines, so what is the government guidelines? The pandemic law has to follow as per the government guideline, and work from home, shift system, rotational basis, um, that is standard operating procedures you have to create as per the WHO, that is World Health Organization, what are all the procedures, rules and regulations they are giving. So that as per that one you have to create the standard operating procedure. Work from home, what is the time, login time, log out time, working hours, overtime eligibility, these are all coming under this work from home and pandemic law policy. Then apps for statutory, that many nowadays that many statutory lot of the apps are there. What are the list of the apps? For example, in Saudi, government insurance, postal, national address, you need a SPL app, STC app, and bank apps, and Upshare, that e-commerce and all that. What are all the apps available? If it is available in this system, what is the procedure process flow to use that apps? It will be very helpful for a newcomers. So that what are all the apps for statutory purpose as well as the personal purpose, that you can list out and you can provide it to the employee newcomers. Okay, what is the requirements, what is the process flow in government labor law book? In the final the government labor law book, it's around 200 pages maybe there. You can give a link to this our HR policy. These are all the 25 policy proviso. That's all. These are all the 25 policies I am giving in that HR law book, that is for the Gulf region, but it can be used for all over the world. So if anybody needs this policy induction, I am giving only induction page only. It will be very useful for you and your company. You can maintain it for up to any number of employees. It's not difficult. Any number of employees you can maintain. Main thing is that you have to give the link to the all the policies and then subsections and articles. Okay, thank you very much. Wish you all success. Thank you. Bye.